Alright guys, salutations, my name is Phil, aka JC Server. Welcome to another Fallout Queen video. And when we left our heroine, I had just picked up the Radiation Infection Power, which I swear is the most overpowered ability in the game I think I've ever seen. Which has an effect on enemies of lowering their to hit by a whopping 25%, as well as inflicting a 25% defense debuff, which essentially gives you a 25% chance to hit. So there is all of that. That is insanely good for an ability. That right there probably means you don't need a slot accuracies if that boy is running. That is really, really good. And stuff. And then I was going to check the auction house to see if our auctions came in yet. They have not. Alright, so we're going to do we are going to do Twinshot. As much as I don't want to do Twinshot, we are going to do Twinshot. Alright, here we go. You guys are going to see why Twinshot triggers me. This is one naughty. Look at that, look at that used car salesman smile. Yeah, she's evil incarnate. Hey there, kiddo. I've caught sight of you recently and figured you might want some buddies to hang out with. A new day dawning. Introductions are in order. Hey there, kid. My name's Twinshot, but you can just call me Twinshot. See, we've already started off on a bad foot. Okay, your name has been floating around here for a bit now, and I'm hearing good things. I figured that you might want to hang out at the cool kids table. So I'm going to head over to where me and my buddies are hanging out and let them all know you're coming over. Sound good? Yeah, I'll hang out with you guys. Cool. Here's the alley where you can find us and the door code to get in. Stop by whenever and I'll introduce you to the rest. She already comes off as like this frat thing, you know? A bunch of frat people I don't want to hang out with type of deal. Actually reminds me of a group of people here on Homecoming that came across that way. Like, no, I don't want to hang out with you guys. It's not okay. Scam, how are you doing tonight? As we are reading our chat from our stream, as always. Alright, security intercom terminal. This looks like a security terminal Twinshot told you to use when you showed up. Large flashing words indicate that you should choose one of the buttons below the screen. My name is Fallout Queen. Twinshot sent me. Searching. Imposter. Real identity. Arachnos infiltration agent. Initiating self-destruct sequence. In T-minus 5 seconds and counting. Wait, I'm not from Arachnos. I swear, I'm really Fallout Queen. 5. Is this for real? 4. But you can't just. 2. Hey, wait a second. You forgot 3. 1. Step away from the terminal. Hey there, Fallout Queen. Well, stay still so I can click on you. How'd you going, eh? You should have seen your face. At least you didn't try to blow up the terminal the way Flambeau did when I pulled that trick on her. Yeah, no one... See, these are the types of jokes that no one thinks is funny except for her. What was that all about? It's something I do to all the new guys. Keeps them on their toes. So even though I think you're cool, my buddies might think you're a square, you know? Now I've already put you in a good word for you, so this should be easy. Let's go introduce you to the team. Sounds good. Who's first? Let's go chat up with Proton. This is his place we're hanging out in, so I figure you want to meet the person who's tromping around the place, you know? He should be around here somewhere. Oh yeah, up on the second floor, down the hallway, and up the elevators. I'll lead you the way so you can get a good feel for the place. I think she's been doing a few lines, right? Yeah. This place looks pretty run down too. I'll put that in there. So someone should really kind of clean up the place. Hello, let me introduce myself. I am Proton, and I welcome you here into my lab. It may not be much, but considering my unusual circumstances, it was the best I could cobble together at a short notice. Unusual circumstances? Oh, that's a long story, and one that I'll be happy to share once we get to know each other a little better. Although I'm looking forward to that time, currently I'm in the midst of running some very important analysis of recent data I've collected, and I need every moment I can get that affords me peace and quiet. I apologize for disturbing you. Oh no, I didn't mean to imply that you were one disturbing. Proton looks towards the direction of the new guest with a look of disappointment on his face. I take it this is the person? Oh darn, well, it could seem my experiment will need to be concluded later. Ah, then it is her. Ah, Flambeau, my dear. Well, yes, I am doing the science again. A lot of science, actually. One could say I am, tons and tons of the science. Perhaps I should let you get back to work. No, that's quite all right. I'm quite certain that I'll be unable to get any work done for, unfortunately, a very good while. However, I do thank you for your kindness, friend. Not everyone's so understanding. Proton looks to Flambeau with a polite smile on his face. Flambeau, have you met our friend, Fallout Queen? I'll talk to her so you can get back to work. And the way they're all just dancing around me, look at this. They don't even know what to do. They can't stay still. Hey there, the name's Flambeau. Because I'm hot. Like hot because of fire, right? And also because, well, I'm hot. Oh, well, I see. Don't listen to her. She's just jealous. I keep trying to tell her that the brooding emo look is so last year. Oh, Twinshot says, well, I can't believe you said that out loud. That's interesting, I think. Probably. If y'all excuse me for a moment, I need to investigate an alert I'm getting from our security system. What? Where are you going, Proton? Great. Way to go, Twin. You just scared him away with your tough guy look again. So I bet you have a lot of questions about me, don't you? Don't worry, it's natural. Most people do. Well, where do I begin? Okay, so I came here to Paragon City because I felt people needed a hero, right? And I knew that I'm totally a hero. So then, Twinshot? Twinshot. Okay, kids, torture time is done. I'll introduce you to Dillo next. He's on the top floor. But I was just getting to, fine, I guess that little pipsqueak is more important than hearing about how I can make fire, like totally shoot from my hands. Well, I'm coming along too. Let's go find Dillo. And for some reason, when I say Dillo, I want to read that as a different word. I don't know why. I feel like it's missing something. My earthly friends, you'll come to make the sounds at me. My feeling is excitement at seeing more living earthlings. Hey, are you paying attention, Fallout Queen? This power is important. You are the friendly earthling that says Fallout Queen, correct? Yes. Dillo makes air sounds at you in greeting. Air sounds? Correct. I am making air sounds like earthlings so we can be friends. You are for friends with me. Correct. Jubilations. And how do the earthlings say? The hot dogs. I cannot make air sounds to say my energy sign. Oh, earthlings say name, but my friends say I am Dillo. I can bellow air. There's so many things wrong with this. And say Dillo to me too. I will say Fallout Queen to you, and we will be happy. Correct? Is he saying we're friends now? I am from a world that is not Earth, and I come to warn the Earthlings of danger. And in the meantime, Flambeau's going, okay, like for reals? I have no idea what this guy is ever saying, but I guess he's nice and all for a pipsqueak. The Proton and the Twinshot say it's too late because Shivans move faster than me. So now I stay and annihilate Shivans and in all existence of life signs of Shivan peoples. For Earth. You're here to help us with the Shivans? Correct. We own encounters with Shivans where annihilation was given as our gift. Dillo momentarily turns his attention to Twinshot. Hey guys, Proton's calling me. Gotta go see what he wants. We'll make sounds at you in future times, the Twinshot. So, my sounds are being made to say that we are now find other life clusters and give warnings to them, and I choose Earthling clusters. Your people were destroyed? Not all my people. Only in your countings of 10 and 8 of my planets were removed. My people still have 3 left. Oh, that's horrible. That Flambeau wants to make air sounds about her person. We'd like to listen to her, since she makes many air sounds. Let us open the breath holes and listen to her air sounds. Correct? So, now that the Grumpy Gus is gone, how about we get back to talking about me? Actually, I think your story is more... the conversation pauses as Twinshot comes over the income. Dillo appears to swell up, and you feel a slight vibration in your teeth for no explicable reason. The Twinshot requires assistance. We must go. I'm right with you. Even though she's right. here. Yeah, so many things are wrong with this. So many things. I knew I'd regret this. You are not welcome here, Spider-Man. You will leave these champions alone. Let's try using our new power on them. That should even the tables a little bit. I have come to you as a friend and protector. Let us parley. I am Garum, and I come from another land. I wish to join your group so that I may guard over your safety. Why do you want to do that? I have been chosen to bear the honor of protecting the city, and I see that you are unable to defend yourselves from the Spider Lords. Well, I guess there's that. How do we know we can trust you? By tracing the silver cord of my aura. Ah, yes, you possess in very different senses than I do. And then you'll need to use your own judgment. Well, I guess. Then it's settled. I shall choose a small area nearby and make a den. Okay. Well, turns out it was a bit more exciting than I had originally planned. So what do you think? Do we seem like the people you'll want to hang out with? Sure, I'll think about it. Okay, same here. I need to chat with you guys and see what they think about you. That seems fair. Why don't you be back in Atlas in a few, and I'll let you know what they had to say. See you there. The twin shot. Just, where do you start? Where do you start, guys? I tell you what. If you're watching this and you think that the writing in this game is phenomenal, I need you, whoever you may be, to send me the best story arc you think is in the game. Just send it to me in Discord so I have a little list somewhere. And I'm sure I've got a character that can run it because I got level 50 characters on both sides. And I can go to the Ouroboros and run any story arc. Because somewhere there has to, you know, there has to be better writing than this. A new day dawning. Introductions are in order. Thank you for stopping by. Everyone seemed to like your style, so they wanted me to ask you if you want to join up with our team. You know, friends and all that stuff. How's that sound, kiddo? It really sounds so horrible, but I don't think I have a choice. A new day dawning. Ongoing training. Hey there, kiddo. So I was thinking, you held your own pretty well with those Arachnos guys storming the place last time, right? But you could always use a couple of pointers here and there. Now, I could show you a thing or two, but I'm not really a good teacher. However, I know someone who I could put you in touch with. Interested? Sure, where do I find them? You can find her outside City Hall. Her name's Miss Liberty. You may have already met her before, but the gal's pretty busy helping people out, so you may not have had a real chance to get to know her. You let her know that you're a friend of Twinshot, and she'll likely take some time out to chat with you. Now, this could possibly be like a hidden tutorial thing, but I would hope that you're already leveled up at least once before you've done Twinshot, but who knows. Hi there, I can help you out with all your training needs. Come to me anytime you feel your personal training is... I'm sorry, what was that? I'm Twinshot's fan. She said she could give... Or I'm Twinshot's friend. She said you could give me pointers? Oh, you're Twin's friend. I knew I've seen you around here before, but I didn't know you were hanging out with her. Let me tell you something about the girl. She's got a good heart, you know? Any friend of Twinshot's a friend of mine. What would you like me to help you with? Why do I come to trainers for leveling? A bunch of us here in Paragon City like helping other people. For instance, did you know that there's a place where you can actually talk with other heroes just like you and I? I think they call it the Help Channel. But back to what I was saying. When you get a couple of new levels of experience, you may not know how to push your powers to a new level. However, that's what we trainers help you do. We show you all the things that you can do with your powers. How do I gain levels? As you perform tasks for the safety of the people of Paragon City, you'll gain more and more experience. Once you've had your fill of learning the ins and outs of crime fighting, you'll increase your security level. That's when you want to come to me or another trainer, and we'll show you how to take your powers up to the next level too. How do I know when to come to you? You'll have a mental indicator letting you know it's time. Think of it like a flashing arrow. After we talk, you can decide where you want to apply your newfound powers. Sometimes you'll want to increase the power you already have, and other times you might want to even learn a new one. In the end, it's pretty much up to you. We're only here to help guide you along the way. You mentioned others. Where are they? They're all over Paragon City. You can usually find someone in just about every district. How about you pay a visit to Blue Steel? He's over in King's Row, which is just a short tram ride away. How about you pay him a visit and let him know that Miss Liberty sent you? Kind of the way Twin did earlier. I can do that. Thanks, Miss Liberty. Oh, my goodness frickin' gracious. I can't with this. Let's see here. Always stick out to me the positron speech on last mention of Lord Recluse. Awful speech. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's very old comic book writing. I think a lot of it fits the same, but Kevin Better works out for what it is. I mean, yeah, what are you talking about? Like, here, are we talking like 1960s Batman? Because that's where we're headed with this. Like, the comic book writing in the 90s was, at least the comics I read, were a lot more mature and better written than this. X-Men was peak in the 90s. X-Men was great. Wait, where am I going? I'm going to the trainer dude. Blue dude. Hello there, citizen. Are you in need of training suggestions today? Actually, Miss Liberty sent me to you for more pointers. Oh, I can see. I take it you're an up-and-at-'em-coming hero then. Good. This city could use all it could get. As you can tell, this part of the city is still struggling to get the street crime under control, which is why I'm here. What kind of pointers were you looking for? That tram I came in on, does it only go here? Nah, the tram's going all different paths of the city. You should be able to find a monorail station in just about every district in the city, and it'll take you to nearby every other one as well. Just make sure you don't get off at the wrong stop. Some places can be a bit too dangerous for those new to the area. As a matter of fact, even here in Kings Row, we have to deal with street gangs that simply don't respect the law. Speaking of, would you be willing to do your civic duty as a hero and help take care of these gangs for us? Of course, what do you need me to do? All throughout the streets, you'll find a variety of hoodlums. However, the ones that are most blatant violators of the law as of late are a gang calling themselves the Skulls. They're pretty easy to spot. Each of them wears a piece of a human skull in their face. That's a little morbid. You should be able to find them hanging out all around the police station here in Freedom Plaza. On your way back to Atlas Park, could you send a number of them to the hospital? We'll be sure to... I'm sorry. It's not even send them to the... It's not send them to jail. It's not send them to meet their maker. It's send them to the hospital. We'll be sure to have a police escort waiting for them once they get patched up. Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay. All right. That's a good one. What are you going to do, guys? What are you going to do? Just... You can't make this shit up. You just can't. You just can't. Thanks for the advice, Blue Steel. So, the taxes in this area must be sky high because for every criminal, instead of just taking them straight to jail, what they're doing is they are whatchamacallit. Wow, I seem to have aggroed two groups at exactly the same time. That's a really bad move. But they are essentially sending them, injuring them with radiation, sending them to the hospital for cancer treatment. And after the taxpayers pay for all of that, because you know the hoodlums don't have really great health insurance, then what else? Oh, and then we're going to pay for them to be incarcerated. And we'll have to pay for their public attorney as well, right? Because, of course, these guys can't afford a lawyer. Absolutely not. Yeah. No, that's not a thing. Okay, what are you guys saying? Where the skull pieces belong. Yeah, I don't even know what they're doing with the skull pieces here. Oh, and those skulls didn't count? Were those skulls? Those were lost. Okay, great. I lost track of the skulls. I swear I saw some skulls around here. That's too much. That's all the lost. Don't confuse those with skulls. Those are skulls. Okay, that's fair. They're going to have to start charging heroes to use the trams to make up for the budget deficits, right? Yeah. Yeah, just put some skulls on them and... Yeah, we have to do something like that. Oh. Man. That was the laugh I needed for the evening. Now I'm good to go. I like how that cop's helping out just a little bit. He's doing his due diligence. Oh, man. So, yeah, you can see how that radiation power, whatever's really having an impact on how often they hit me and how often I hit them. Keep in mind, I have no accuracies in any of my powers, right? So normally against the same level enemy, I would only have a 75% chance to hit most same level enemies. So this is doing some heavy lifting there. Yeah, I'm having a 95% chance against this. Well, the boss is the same level as me. Yeah, bosses don't usually have any more of a dodge chance than anybody else unless they got a special power. Let's see, but his blast power only had a 39% chance to hit me. That's radiation hard at work. Hey, Cross, how are you doing today? Ah. One last skull remains. Any skull? Like this skull over here? Alright. Now I have to go back to Twinshot in Atlas Park. Oh, goodness gracious. Oh, wait a minute. Did I hit an exploration badge while I was here? I don't think I did. Must be up here somewhere. Maybe not. Where's it at? There we go. That's all I need was a badge. There we go. Got unlocked. Long-range teleporter. Life is good. Okay, guys. I think we're gonna be talking to Twinshot. We got a little bit of a special announcement, a tiny special announcement after do the story mission. You're back, kiddo. I'm hoping Liberty and Steel managed to drive a few of those pointers home in the thick noggin of yours. I'm joshing with you. Remember though, whenever you feel the need to put your powers up a bit more, always talk to a trainer. Even if you have to ride from one end of the city to the other, it's worth it. Get in touch with me in a while, kid. I might have something else in store for you. A new day dawning. A spider infestation. How's it going, kiddo? I was thinking we could patrol the city, doing our civic duty and all that hero-y goodness. But seriously, though, doing our part to help stomp out crime will go a long way towards helping the city's future. And I, for one, like the idea of having a bright and shiny new future, Also, while we're patrolling, I'd like to ask about your feelings about that Garum character. Him showing up when he did was a bit coincidental, don't you think? I mean, it's one thing to... Twinshot touches her earpiece she's wearing and pauses for a moment. Heads up, kiddo. Proton is sending out a distress call. He needs our help ASAP. Distress call? What can we do to help him? Twinshot gestures to you that she's listening to the message. Oh, that's not good. She moves her hand to her pistols faster than your eye can follow, finishing with a flourishing twirl. Bad news, kiddo. Looks like Arachnos decided to come back for round 2. From his message, it sounded like it's not just a scouting team either. What the heck are they doing all the way over here, and why? We can figure that out later. For now, we're passing on patrolling. Instead, you're going to go in through the front while taking out any perimeter defenses they've set up, and I'll meet you inside. Help defend the Shining Stars base in Atlas Park. Yeah, we're in Australia. I think that's where the stalkers hang out. They hang out in Australia. Am I right, guys? Am I right? Stalkers versus Arachnos. That sounds exciting. From the minor blast marks, it would seem Arachnos used expertly localized explosive to blow open the doors. Now is when you think it might have been a better idea for Twinshot to have joined you. That's actually pretty funny. That's it? Just one little guy by himself? Okay. Yeah, he has a 40% chance to hit me. Which, normally you'd have a 50% chance, but he is one level higher than me. So, minus 25 would put him at 25%. And... yeah, another 9% would bring that up to 34 or so for being a level above me. So it's saying he's got a 37% chance to hit. But, yeah, this radiation power is really nice. You just gotta remember to turn it off. Ooh, that's got a long cooldown. I didn't think it was that long. Cooldown. Recharge time 8 seconds. He must have threw some long recharge increase at me. Oh, here's the computer again. This console is linked to a security system that Proton recently put in place due to the Arachnos intruders gaining entrance so easily the last time you were here. It would seem that it was installed a little too late. Intruder alert. Intruder alert. Contacting all Shining Stars. There are several live feed cameras currently displayed on the console screen. Scan the first floor. You observe the cameras on the first floor of the facility. The entrance of the facility seems relatively undamaged. The camera shows you standing at the console looking at the screen. Before the elevators to the next floor, you see a group of Arachnos thugs apparently waiting in ambush. Scan the second floor. Dillo appears to be fending off multiple Arachnos attacks. Although he appears to be holding his own, his movements would appear as if he may have suffered injuries and will need some help. Scan the third floor. The third floor is swarming with Arachnos, and the far end, both Proton and Flambeau seem to have been holed up near another console. Proton is tapping furiously on the keyboard, whilst Flambeau is holding at the bay the more brave of the soldiers. Lock down the terminal. As you lock down the terminal to prevent Arachnos agents from gaining access to it, you see a shadow pass at the camera of the first floor cameras. Looking more closely, you see the movement. It's right next to you. It's Twinshot. Oh, good grief. That's the second time I've snuck up on you, Fallout Queen. You really need a bit more on your toes, Oh my gosh, please kill me now. think the recharge increase is one of the more annoying debuffs. Yeah, it's webbing. Yeah, and that's why, you know, when we were having that discussion about masterminds and the people who want to play tinker minds in the front, why I would never want to take those debuffs as my mastermind. I want to let my pets take the debuffs. Okay, so we gotta talk to Twinshot here. Unfortunately, it's one of those scripted missions where you need to follow the instructions at the top at all times. What? Where is she going? Twinshot, get back here, you son of a gun. Where'd you go? She is bugged. And I don't mean the Arachnos agents. Where is she? Now stay right there, let me click on you. Okay, looks like the outside is clear. If there was any backup outside, they're probably all taking a coffee break. That's not usually the way Arachnos works. But let's not look a gift horse in the mouse. What'd you find on the cameras? Jello's facing off a bunch of them upstairs. Well, why didn't you say so? Let's get going and help that little guy pronto. How about I just, you know, kill everything? Alright, now there's Dillo. Now see, that grenade had a 57% chance to hit me, but now that he's irradiated, it should have a lot less chance to hit me. Wow. Apparently I can't hit worth crap either. Ooh, ouchie. Just die already. Wow, that is one tough dude. Oh, Twinshot. Do you think you could, I don't know, lend a hand? Yeesh. Let's go ahead and take a knee there. You are friends with I who am Dillo. Too many holes were, as you earthlings see, filled with jelly. But the one who is Dillo can seal the leaks. Did you say you healed yourself? I am giving negativity. I am with the healing, as you earthlings say, but I'm still pushing through air through holes. I need to adjust pressurization or I will fall down like a wrapped banana. No, that is not what the earthlings say. I must say that we all use a repressurizer or I will banana split. Yes, that is it. Pressurizer. Got it. Let's find one. Find and use the pressurizer. Okay. Well, let's see if we can do a little bit better against these guys this time. Blow him back. Yo-ho, blow the man down. Stalkers, I stalk you instead. Yeah, that's about right. Oh, let's see. The one who is Dillo, Kimbello once again. Travel to the 3rd floor. At least this isn't one of those 5-layer cake caves. You know, you gotta look at the bright side of these things. Oh, I need to buy a mapper thingy, mabapi. Oh, let's see here. Might as well get rid of these guys here. Well, that went rather quickly. Yeah, they just sit there and watch. Yeah, these guys, they are not exactly the most helpful of friends, are they? Okay, there's Flambeau. She doesn't say anything. There's Proton. Flambeau, keep them at bay until I can reset the automated security features. Fallout Queen, you showed up just in time. Talk to Proton. Alright, that's that guy right there. Quickly, I need you to access my computer while I dictate these calculations. What am I supposed to do? Just use my computer terminal. I am aligning my armor system to fire off an EMP burst that should affect the Arachnos communication networks they employ. That should send a pulse into their ears loud enough to render them in a state of shock. Hurry, we don't have much time. I'm on it. Use Proton's computer console. Proton, what's the code? He yells out the code and you type it in. Alpha 1 Prime. And that is, as I say that. Oh, that was so exciting. I could feel the adrenaline going through my brain. That was some crazy fancy footwork back there, Fallout Queen. I have to say I was quite impressed. Were you not there, I don't know how things would have turned out. Once things got cleaned up, we've got a new mission ahead of us. Find out who sent Arachnos agents to our front door. A new day dawning, following the web. Glad you showed up. We need to find out who or what was behind the Arachnos attack on our base. It's odd for them to attack anyone in the city. They also seem to have sent some other rather incompetent soldiers to attack us. However, I need to run ballistics and watch the security footage to get a second look at the situation. There's something sticking in my craw about the whole thing. While you're doing that, what can I do to help? Well, we got a whole gang hitting the turf trying to track down information on this. You might want to check with Proton, since he's right around the corner there at City Hall. Maybe you can find something on the records he overlooked? Yeah, I know I'm grasping at straws there. Either way, he still might appreciate the help. Oh, the exciting life of a hero in Paragon City and Atlas Park. So exciting. I've been tracking down records of recent disturbances and superhero activity to try to find what Arachnos has been why they've been acting the way they have. Have you found anything? There seem to be no signs of Arachnos attacking the city. It would seem we are targeted directly. Why would they target us? I think it might be the research I've been doing on the Shivans. Or maybe they found out. What? Now's not the time to talk about it. We still need to find out why Arachnos is attacking us and who is behind it. Is there anything else I could do? No, I think I have a handle here. However, you may want to see if Dillo has found anything. He said he's going to the hospital. I'll look for him at the hospital. Gotta love FedEx Quest. Sending you from place to place all over the city. Totally not a tutorial in disguise, even though it might make you crazy in the mind. It has one weird looking hospital. I like how he's at the snack machine. My friend, why do you come to me with your air sounds? This makes me, as you say, do a round bubble. Hi Dillo, Proton said you were looking for clues. You are full of correct, Fallout Queen. I am the Dillo who is seeking the clues in how your air sound like hospital. Haha. I am thought questing over why Earthlings don't use a globalizer to cure radical decomposition of cellular structures inside a corporeal matter. It is, as you say, easy as cat whisker. I don't understand. My air sounds are too squeaky. I apologize. Let us bellow about Arachnos. I have seen life traces of the agents of the Eight Legs come to this building, but the Earthling inside made much air that there were no Arachnos, that they had come here. I think this is what you Earthlings say, a changing truth and a hairless head front. Are you saying the Arachnos agents were here? You are better with air sounds than I am, Fallout Queen. Yes, that is what I say to you. But they are not here now. And your Earthling doctors say they were not here. I am now making two thought quests. Possibilities are made that my skin to rogues are not working. Or possibilities are made that the brain electrics have been changed by the Arachnos agents to the doctors. Are you saying the doctors are working with Arachnos? Aha! Those are the sounds that Graham made too. He then went to your police. like, as you Earthlings saying, overcooked biscuit. Gurm went to the police? I need to get there at once. Yeah, seeking the two. Yeah, exactly. Yes, epic storytelling here. Earth for humans. Let's keep it that way. I do think that's funny. You have come seeking answers about those who ally with the Spider Lord, Fala Queen, as do I. That we both bring forth our question to lawbringers is no coincidence. Why not? The followers of the spider lurk in the hidden niches, ready to strike down their prey at any given moment. Yet these ones walk brazenly within the light. Since I smell the alien's one's presence upon you, you ken that strange things are paw with the shurikens that are crafting their healing ways about. What the hell? What is up with this writing? Why can't we just have people who talk normally? They don't talk like this in the comics. If they did, I would never read a comic. Thus your honor has propelled you to make the lawgivers aware of this transgression. Let it be known that your Gurm has already done just that. My Gurm? Yes, Fala Queen, I have pledged my honor upon the sacred blade of Terrennial that I would protect you and your own. To gaze further into reflective pools of that honor within my eyes would be to render my charge void. So I ask that we speak no further of this. Know that my gaze is tantamount to all other concerns. I see. Well, did the police find anything? The lawgivers were overcome with befuddlement as I put the question to them. I believed them at first to be as ensorcelled by the Spider Lord, for they showed themselves to be befuddled. However, I would learn this is because they had only interacted with lesser Kirkrim, who have yet to win a Gasolim tournament. It would seem that their police dogs, as they call them, are beholden to their vows of silence. At the end, the lawgivers assured me that they have been no arachno sightings within their vigil. But what if the doctor is lying about treating them? I am unsure what to make of the doctors and their duplicity. It is well within possibility that he who is Dillo was sensing something outside the realm of knowing. I set forth to search for marketplace for any signs of these blackguards. If they walk freely amongst us, they surely would wish the obfuscation of a disguise. However, the Countess of Fire insisted that her training in the commercial arts far surpassed mine. Perhaps she has waylaid one of those that we seek. I doubt it, but it's worth a try. Guys, look, you know me, guys. I call balls and strikes. I'm telling you, this writing is painful. Painful. Oh, and it's about to get worse. Oh my god, Fallout Queen, quickly, you have to see this. After all the searching, I finally found it. I found it. You found the Arachnos agents? Totally, can you believe this whole... Wait, huh? The Arachnos agents. You found out who's behind the attack? Oh, that. No, other than the stupid arrow. But check this out. I totally found an enhancement on the market that keeps my hair in place even when I'm on fire. Like, isn't that the most amazing thing ever? I was totally like, Flambeau, honey, you know someone had to invent it. Keep looking, sugar. And sure enough, bam, right there, here in my hands. Now I can fight crime and look my best. You know that the thing that sucks the most about fighting criminals, am I right? You take all the time to get your hair to do just what you want to, and... Flambeau, an arrow. You said you found an arrow? What? She rolls her eyes and hands you the arrow. Obviously you don't care about the details, which, you know, are like the most important thing to pay attention to. I found out that arrow was... when I was over by the Vault Reserve building on my way here. I thought it might be one of those clue things, but Arachnos doesn't use arrows. But then there's a marking arrow with a big S on it, and last time I checked, Arachnos starts with an A, right? Right? Flambeau, was this the only one? No, there were others right next to all those dirty Arachnos uniforms in the dumpster nearby. But since we were looking for people and those uniforms are closed, that doesn't really help us now, does it? No, it doesn't, Smarty Pants. So look, I'm gonna get back to searching the auction house, and if I catch one of those Arachnos people, I'll be the one who saves the day by arresting him while you're wasting everyone's time looking at arrows or something. Jeez, they letting anyone be a hero these days. I'll leave you that to that, Flambeau. I, I, yeah, I don't, I just know. Kind of funny hearing you read this stuff in a bookshelf while before the stream gets to it. Those heroes are the best recruitment campaign to join the villains. This is true. This is true. Better than most MMOs, especially from this era. I don't know. I heard the Old Republic's really good, and I heard Star Trek has a really good storyline. So I don't know if those were earlier ones or later ones or what. Lots of them just say, "Hey, fetch me some water" or something along those lines. Yeah, most MMOs treat story as an afterthought. Let's see here. Return to contact. Okay, let's call up Twinshot. Sinclair? Are you serious? Do you even know who Justin Sinclair is? Oh boy, this just got big. A new day's dawning. The Lion's Den. I can't believe this. Those arrows you found next to Arachno's costumes bears the logo of the Sinclair family crest. Sinclair as in Justin Sinclair, also known as Manticore. This can only mean that Manticore has been kidnapped by Arachnos. We have to save him. I'll save Manticore. I know where the guy lives. I'll take you to his mansion. You're going to need to find him and rescue him. In the meantime, I'll contact the Freedom Phalanx, the group he's a part of. Good luck, Fallout Queen. The Old Republic isn't an it is an MMO. Oh my gosh, you guys are horrible. Sorter 14. Yeah, 14 is supposed to have a good story. I played around Reborn and it put me to sleep. Like the first part of it was really cool. Like the first 20 levels. And then it went to fetch me my barley and my water and all this for a long period of time. Before sort of picking up at the end, but at that point I wasn't sure exactly what the plot was. The ending was very epic when you got through, what was it, the first patch or whatever it was. I got through that. And then it took me into Heavensward. Heavensward was a mixed bag to me. There were some really good parts, particularly a storyline with the lady who worships Shiva. I thought that was very touching. The rest of it was a little bit boring and dry for me. And then it moved me on to Stormblood, and Stormblood put me right to sleep with all of its... First of all, it started off with like an epic scene that I just didn't care about the people because there was no reason to invest about the person who just died, for example. That's a big problem with a lot of these games. If I don't, when somebody died in a Final Fantasy game, most of the time I was moved to tears, right? But in Final Fantasy 14, when some of those people died, I was like, okay, sure. Let's see. 14 is MMO with a good story about the only one, but can't classify Sworder as a single player with a multiplayer lobby. I don't know. It's all MMOs to me. If you can see a lot of other people running around in common areas, what about Guild Wars? Is Guild Wars really an MMO like Guild Wars 1? Because what about City of Heroes? Because the vast majority of what you're doing for adventuring is an instance content. Does that make it like I don't get much into semantics. If you're logging into a server where you have the potentiality to run into other players that aren't part of your party, I consider that an MMO myself, but... Wow, this guy in his knockback can go to the land down under. Knockback is not fun. Yeah. I kind of felt like, and I really loved Final Fantasy VI, Final Fantasy IX, Final Fantasy X, the older Final Fantasy, Final Fantasy IV. So for 14, I was really like the first 20 levels. It really felt like you're this new adventure in this big epic world that was, full of promise and all this other jazz. But it just started to fall off with the oh, now we need you to go out here and help this guy with his busy work and stuff like that for a while. And, you know, and then there was and you're part of whatever, I forget what that group is. I've already forgotten the name of the group. And there's the different NPCs in the group. And I don't know, I wasn't given a lot of reason to fall in love with them and stuff. And they were ripped apart anyways. You know, it wasn't that much longer, we're ripped apart. And now I'm just working with the, gosh, I'm so terrible with the names because they're pretty immemorable. But what was his name? The guy, the little elf guy who had a bit of an attitude issue. Yeah. City of Heroes, Guild. GW1, DFO, basically hub areas with people, but actual gameplay in a small group at most. Yeah, I mean, massively multiplayer online. It just means if I can run into, if I'm going to public areas, there's lots of other people. I pretty much count as an MMO in my own books. Mombretta death, or Returnal's death, also notable at the end of Hydralin's death. See, you're saying a bunch of names I can't remember. That's how bad it is. You know who I remember? You know, like characters like Rita and Celeste and, you know, and the such. Still years and years later, right? Just years and years later. Around this time, quote, all your bases belong to us. Yeah. Yeah, so I've heard Star Wars The Old Republic has a really good story. I've heard good things about that. To be fair, definitely heard good things about it. Yeah. What are we saying? It's saying something when 14 could remove 1/3 of the post ARR quest without changing anything. Yeah, there was a lot of quests in there that honestly, I think at the end of the day, you definitely look at some of those quests and you're like, does this really contribute to the plot? Is this really kind of important to character development or anything along those lines? And there was definitely some issues, you know, in a lot of that. Pacing is a huge issue with MMOs if they're trying to tell a story because they're not single player games and they're trying to pad things out. So you don't want to, you know, log out and go do something else. I think that's one of my problems with MMOs and trying to get a good story in there is there's a financial incentive for them not to edit. So you think about like movies, right? With movies, they want to keep that runtime to a reasonable amount of time. So they'll record hours of footage, but they'll edit a lot of it out. That's why you have the director cuts that put some of it back in, you know, later on as bonus content. But, and then books have editors, and good editors will say, hey, you want to leave this out. This doesn't contribute to your plot. You're going to bore your readers, and then your books aren't going to sell it, you know, aren't going to get good reviews and sell as well. There's a financial incentive to keep the story kind of tight with some books. I'll say some because some of them don't edit down that much, but you get the gist. But with MMOs, the financial incentive is for them to make them as long as possible, and it's, you know, suck up your time. So filling it with a bunch of filler content, it kind of reminds me of when we go to eat sushi. My wife will point out, there was this one time I went to an all-you-could-eat sushi place. They put so much rice with each little piece of fish, right? It was filled with filler. And of course they had rules saying you have to eat the whole thing or you're violating the rules of the all-you-can-eat. So that's how they kind of make it up. Filler, filler, filler. Their financial incentive is to make sure there's a lot of filler. And I think that's what happens with a lot of MMOs. There's just a financial incentive. Mind you, there's also a financial incentive with some single-player games because for some reason, some of the developers or publishers think that being able to put on your back of the box, this now has 200 hours of content is a better selling point than if it only has 100 hours. So some RP game makers think that the financial incentive does lie, you know, with padding your thing out full of stuff. Let's see here. To encourage players to take breaks, play other games in return when new content arrives rather than force themselves to play daily. Let's see here. Was apparently that they were trying to do with 14. Yeah, well, I don't know about playing daily or whatnot. I just know that I love Final Fantasy, the single player games, most of them. I think like 12 kind of lost me with its political storytelling and a few other ones, but for me, the MMO was a bit too slow paced and got way too much into politics instead of like really deep character development. I mean, I always felt like Final Fantasy VI is one of the best examples because you're combining the urgency of saving the world with a very interesting villain in Kefka, and some good character development that's brought on by the major plot point that happens about halfway through the game. So you get a lot of character development and people doing a lot of soul searching and growing and maturing as a result. That's what I really want to see. I really want to see a focus on that. I'm personally not big into political stories, so like Final Fantasy 12 and Stormblood, Final Fantasy 14 Stormblood, both kind of like make me roll my eyes. You got to learn so many proper nouns and locations and people and politics and who's at war with who and all this jazz that starts to lose me. I'd rather a 20 to 30 hour masterpiece than a story with a mindless and bland writing. Yeah, and I think you could probably have a longer game with better storytelling. I've heard good things about the Trails in the Sky series, for example. So I'm sure it's pretty good. I haven't played it myself. But you do have to consider pacing, and you better have some really good gameplay in the middle of that 200-hour experience because you're not going to tell 200 hours of good story. So I'm assuming it's like 40 hours of good story and 160 hours of great combat and dungeon crawling and stuff. Stormblood's probably the weakest of the first 3 expansions. Yeah, it really did drop off hard for me with Stormblood, and I just kind of gave up. And people were like, oh, it gets better from here. And I'm like, telling somebody they have to play, at that point I was already probably over 100 hours in. Telling somebody they have to play for 200 hours before a game and a story gets good in the year, 2026 of our, Lord and Savior, is a bit of a tough sell. And it's not like the single player gameplay of Final Fantasy is super awesome. Like if it was fun as City of Heroes, I would have stuck with it. City of Heroes by far for me wins on gameplay. 110%. City of Heroes wins on gameplay. Let's see here. Yeah, some cool location, good music. Maybe. I didn't get that far. Let's see. And then Seg was pretty fun every time he was on screen, and motivation actually made sense. Witcher 3 and Baldur's Gate 3 are long games with really good stories. Yeah, absolutely. I say like Baldur's Gate 3, I really did enjoy the story, the character development. I really cared about what's going to happen to those characters. I often say like Baldur's Gate 3, I play a lot of D&D computer games over the years, all the way going back to the 80s. And have read a few books. Some of the books I've read are pretty good, but the video games are usually C- at best in terms of storytelling, except for Baldur's Gate 3. Baldur's Gate 3 was the first time I played a video game and I actually cared about the setting of Faerun. They made a lot of these things in Faerun just feel very generic, which kind of makes sense. It's one of the earliest settings, right, that we've been using for the last 4 or 5 decades. So it kind of makes sense that it feels a bit generic and cliche, but they actually made it feel interesting. And I was kind of really curious what was going on with these druids at the beginning and things like that. It reminded me like the first time I read one of the Drizzt Do'Alden books, and they did a really good job of explaining what Mesmerazin was, and the druid, or the Drider's way of life, and Loth and all that other jazz with the Driders, with the Drow. And I was like, oh, they aren't just evil for evil's sake. Like, they got a complicated culture and everything else. It was very, very interesting. And whatever have you. Yeah, that's the one that stood out to me. Well, you guys got to send me the name of the story. I think I've done that one before, but I probably didn't stop and read it. I have to make sure I do that out loud with Fallout Queen when we get there. Let's see here. 14 I find pretty much enjoyable post AR. I did have a bit of homogenization issue with the classes, like WoW. Yeah, that could possibly be an issue. I mean, the question, I think, yeah, I missed the old Astrolander with cards actually did different things, yeah. Do you have to face off against a hero version of you? I don't recall that on the villain side, but who knows? You know, the free Manticore, wherever Manticore might be. I'm over here. Could you speed up some? I've been waiting for a while now. Well, it's about time. So you managed to get here even before my guys reported back to me. Your guys? The Arachnos agents? Yes, the Arachnos agents. Is there something wrong with me controlling Arachnos agents? Well, yes, I'm afraid there is. Good answer. And then I guess it's a good thing they're not working for Arachnos or ever have. They're all friends of mine posing as agents. In other words, they're all on our team. But why would they dress up like Arachnos agents? To see if your ragtag band of friends really has what it takes to be crime fighters. And I'll say, I'm impressed. I set everything up from you the moment you joined them. I had to see what you would do, all the way up to the very end when you were promised the riches and the like. Let's just say that if I had a chocolate factory, I'd be handing it over to you right about now. I'm not following. What I'm getting at is that I'm going to sponsor your team of heroes. From here on out, you're not going to be hanging around inside some old abandoned lab. You're going to get a better base, better support, and the best thing, you get to have me breathing over your shoulder the whole time. This job isn't easy, but I think you all can do it. From here on, count me as one of your members. Now, go tell your friends. All right, I'll do just that. And for all that effort and bad storytelling, you get a whopping 3 reward merits. Woo woot! Don't spend them all at once. You're kidding. Manticore was behind all of this, and it was just because he was testing us? That has got to be the craziest thing I've heard all day. Hold on, I'm getting a message from Proton. Wow, kiddo, this is for real. Looks like Manticore has given us a new base in King's Row. Well, I'm sure the exciting part of this is that there will be another Twinshot story arc in King's Row. I will try to contain my excitement. Yeah, 3 whole merits for all of that. How long has this taken? Over an hour. If you're reading this out loud and you're doing this the proper way, it's taking you an hour and they gave you a whopping 3 reward merits for this. And my villains are just spending 20 minutes doing a snake mission and getting 9 reward merits at a time. Go figure. All right, let's train up to a new level. At least we got to level all this. We'll do Storm Cell. Might as well get it done with. Got to get a Storm Cell in there somewhere. Set up a Storm Cell. And what is the... This is what's getting reworked with the remaster. We got a 1 minute cooldown on this, so we're definitely going to want to recharge that up. Recharge reduction. I don't think I have any recharges in here. Knockback. Yeah, I'll just buy one. Recharge. Going down to the bottom, buying a recharge. Recharge. All right. There we go. Yeah, Manticore's Mansion was definitely a bit difficult there. Definitely ate up some time off the clock. Yeah, 3 whole merits for an hour. That was ridiculous. That was ridiculous. I will say the hero story arcs are extremely uneven paced. The villain ones, more or less, are within the 20 to 45 minute range. There are definitely some exceptions, but in Hero Land, it's all over the place. The pie chart just, or the line graph goes woo 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 woo, and you just never know what you're going to get. For those of you watching this YouTube recording, that takes us to the end of this particular episode of our Fallout Queen, who's a whopping level 8, but right now. So we'll put a pin in this for now. We'll catch you all next time. Thank you so much for watching, and may God bless you.